Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we are back with our final faction team, the Lightbearer team, which is already at 10 million if you look overall attack rating. So we have been working on Estrilda. We have went ahead and got Gwyneth all the way to Ascended already. She was our 6th Ascended, and now we're focusing on Estrilda, which we already do have 2 copies of her, so we have an Elite Plus. If we can get 1 more copy, we can get her Ascended as well. Seems like shortly we're going to be running out of Lightbearers, especially because we already have Belinda and we already have Falks at 5 stars. So as we continue to push, Rose is the only one left in the shop that we can buy to continue to add stars to. And we already have 1 copy of her. So let's go ahead and use our Soul Stones first, which we do have 2 elite ones, which is a copy of Falks. Even though we already have them at 5 stars, that's good because we can go ahead and use that as fodder. If we get Belinda, if we get Falks, we can use it as fodder. We have 34 rare stones, so a absolute ton of fodder, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and we'll auto-ascend who we can. Gives us a copy of Falks, which again, we can use that as fodder because he is already at 5 stars, and Veden, as you've seen. So we'll get into the summons, starting with the companion summons first. The wish list is still, we're looking for Oscar and Celia. We haven't had any luck in pulling additional copies of them. Rowan Estrilda would be awesome. If we could get 2 copies of her, that would be ideal. We could go ahead and get her up to Ascended with the fodder we have, as well as Rowan. We did drop Rose out of the wish list just because we can buy her. She is the last hero we need from the Challenger store. Then we're going to be focusing on Aziz. So let's go ahead and do our first summon here. Hopefully we can pull some Lightbearers. As you see, we have 55 cards and almost 20,000 diamonds at this point. So we do have quite a few summons here to pull some heroes. We get a little bit of fodder there. And our first elite card, which is Torn. I just put him in the wish list. He's a hero that I would definitely like to try out as long as we can get him at least a mythic to get a signature item, but definitely pretty cool unlocking him. It seems like since I have put him in the wish list, we have gotten good luck, and there's another elite back-to-back, which is a copy of Lucius. Definitely need more copies for our main tank, so we can go ahead and progress him. A couple more fodders there. Which rare cards is a triple Veden. And it looks like we do have a card on the table as well as more food right there. All right, so let's continue with the summons. We'll get into the diamonds, around 20,000, just short of 20,000 there. And another elite, which is a copy of Leica. Can definitely use Leica for the Wilder Tower. And we've started building all of our other faction teams as well as the Celestials on this account. Just because of the faction tower, we are going to use them. And another elite there, a copy of Rowan. Can definitely use Rowan as we continue to add stars to our heroes here. I believe that'll give us, yep, that'll add 1 more star to Rowan. And again with more fodder. Plus we can push, we're at 245 right now. I know last week we didn't have any success at all with the push that we did. And another elite, just getting them 1 at a time, but it is a copy of Cecilia. Very nice. She is one we're looking for, one we're going to be building in the future. As long as we can pull copies of her, that's kind of the stopping point for a lot of the newer heroes. It seems like even though they're in the wish list, I'm not seeing many copies of them. We got a copy of Rigby. We have a lot of copies of him already. Stargazer, we are looking for Taylene, so we will just continue the Taylene push on all the faction accounts. No copy there, but we do get some hero EXP, which is awesome because we can go ahead and continue to level up our heroes here. So we'll get our friendship summons, we'll collect up some of our loot, which is going to give us our faction or reset scroll, which is what we wanted. And we'll go ahead and open up our EXP here because we are going to go ahead and push the heroes a little bit further. Got a lot more emblems there. So as you can see, they stopped at 245. This will take it to 246. And over the last week, we have gotten quite a bit of hero EXP because of the event that's going on where it's doubling the bounty boards. 100% bonus on the bounty boards, which is Perfect, because we need the hero EXP. All right, so we are all the way up to 250 at this point. That'll take us to 251. I believe this will be the stopping point. Yep, we are out of essence. So from 245 to 251 makes a big progression, takes us to 11 million overall. So let's see what we can do with ascensions. So we did get Cecilia there for another copy. All right, so Rowan, we know we're adding a star. This will take him to 2 stars. Lucius, I don't think we got enough, but we do have Cecilia there, which we could get her up, but it's just going to be stuck at legendary again. Didn't get any copies of Estrilda, unfortunately. Rain we're going to use for food, so Hendrik we can actually wait to build at this point. We have a lot of copies of Hogan, so we do need either Cecilia or Oscar, depending who we pull first, to continue the Lightbearer team. We're just going to sit on all the food right now and just wait till we have another option. Or I'm actually thinking, since we know we're building Estrilda, we will go ahead and just get Estrilda up at this point. Because we know she is a hero that we are building. She's already at Mythic. We're already working on her signature item. So we'll go ahead. That way, if we do have to use her, which we have started using her for some of the Twisted Essence bosses, we can use her. The copy of Falks, since he is already 5-star, we can use him. The Mauler team, which doesn't seem like they have much fodder really at all. Wilder's kind of the same. We got copies of Ogi I know out of here. Still working on getting Iran up. We need one more copy of Iran as well as Solus there. Shamira we've been focusing on here as well, which it looks like we do have enough fodder here to go ahead and get Shamira up. The reason is Shamira is a very, very solid carry, especially through the faction towers, because we have double copies there to go ahead and get her up to Ascended. So as we're using on the Graveborn Tower, we can push a little bit further, as well as getting some of our essence here. All right, so this is where we're at with the Elder Tree. Level 20 for the support class. We're working on the Caster class, as well as we just got the Ranger class, which is where Falks is at. So let's check out the heroes themselves. I know we have a couple here, strengthening gear. Still trying to get full gear here, which I'm not going to focus on Falks right now. I'm going to worry about our casters at this point, which we'll go ahead and we'll try our reset scroll here. Maybe we can get a Lightbearer, which right by it will actually keep that as the Wilder. But we will go ahead and strengthen it. We do have 2 of our T1 stones as we've been collecting them from the AFK rewards. So increasing his, not only his attack, but his defense by a ton, so he can definitely tank a little bit better. Strengthening the signature items, we've been focused on Gwyneth, which this will be able to take her actually all the way to 20. Her level 20 signature item fires 2 arrows in quick succession when she or a nearby ally casts their ultimate. Super, super powerful signature item at plus 20. And we've also been focusing on Lucius. So we'll go ahead and we'll get his weapon up a little bit more. It upgrades to 25, increasing his haste, which makes a big difference. Increasing his survivability, because remember, he is our primary tank. So it takes him to 28. So getting very, very close to 30. We got a lot of red emblems out of the event we just completed, which ups his survivability a ton as we get to level 251. And other than that, I believe we have Estrilda, which we're focusing on with her signature item as well. As we just need 2 more copies and we'll have her Ascended. But since nobody else needs the amplifying emblems at this point, increase her accuracy by 15 points, which is good. So making her a lot stronger there. So essentially, Belinda we already have at 30. Falks we have at 20, which might not take him any higher than 20. Lucius at 28, almost done. Rowan, of course, is at 30. We have Rose at 20, which Rose we will take a little bit higher. Gwyneth already at the plus 20, and now Estrilda at the plus 15. So we are really just going through the emblems as we're using them. And even the basic emblems, we've just been stockpiling them. That way, the next time that we get a hero unlocked to Mythic, we can go ahead and level up their signature items to continue the push through the campaign. So 24-36, this is where we were stuck last time. Didn't make any progression, get absolutely destroyed. We tried a lot of team comps here. So I'm hoping with a couple upgrades and hoping with a couple higher levels that we can actually make a little bit of movement here. Which it looks like even as of right now, we're doing a little better than we did last time. Because last time we were dying in like 15 seconds. So completing the boss stage, 7 million damage there from Belinda. And we are pushing a lot through 24. So 24-37 at this point. I believe Sylvana's going to go on Rowan, which she does. Usually Rowan can survive, but it looks like Lucius' shield is going to help a lot, as well as just Belinda's nuke is just absolutely devastating. And this team uniquely has Falks. Well, Falks can clear the shield on Brutus, which makes a absolute night and day difference with the survivability. If you look at the Mauler team, if you look at the Graveborn, if you look at the Wilders, they just get destroyed by Brutus. Where here we can clear off the shields with Falks. Lightbearers are definitely a team that is stacked as far as survivability, as far as damage, everything. They are just completely stacked with support classes, with CC classes, with tanks. Again, we know Sylvana will go right on Rowan. And look at that. We got Pharrell right into the coffin, which is where we wanted him. A nice shield, some good AoE damage. Double nuke there, caught Pharrell. Taking out some of Nemitsu's totems in the back. All right, 24-40, so another boss stage here. Again, Sylvana's going to go right to Veden. Not much we can really do for him at this point. We know Rowan's going to go down pretty quick. I was hoping Lucius would get his shield off. We can clear Brutus' shield. Which Belinda went down pretty quick on that one. Let's go back to our regular team comp. That way Veden isn't doing damage on Rowan, so I'm hoping that Rowan can live a little bit longer. Or at least, there we go, we got the shield while Rowan was still alive. If he can ult to stun, which is perfect. Cleared off the shield there. Brutus and Sylvana go down with a double ult there. Perfect. That's exactly why the Lightbearer team does so well. 6 million damage there, 2.5 from Rose. And we are 2/3 of the way through this stage, pushing into hopefully chapter 25. I love the little dark dwarfs you fight every now and then. They seem relatively easy to kill. The totem got ulted on, but we did get it out really quick in the second ult. And Lucius is such a solid tank. He just holds the line versus anything. $24.42. Golas is another one. On the Wilder team with Lyca's debuff, her defense debuff makes a huge, huge difference with the ability to take down Golas. Other teams kind of struggle with his defense getting higher as his hit points get lower. Makes it very, very difficult to take him out in the campaign. So 24.43. Looks like we got Lightbearers versus Lightbearers. And Falks' CC is just spot on almost every single time. Taking the heavy hitter out of the equation there, he did it again, taking out Movis. And a double ult just leaves Tassie all by herself stunned. And that's exactly how we want it. 9 million damage from Belinda. 2444, which we have a Strilda here. A Strilda, ever since she has been reworked, it's very, very difficult to complete stages with her. She seems to do so much damage in such a short amount of time, increasing the defense from the opposing team, which we got her down there. We should be able to get this one down, as long as Morella doesn't do the Firebird. But look at that, a double Belinda ult. Takes down the boss stage, very, very easy. 4.47 million there. I'm hoping we can push through this chapter, would be absolutely phenomenal. Ogi seems to be pretty tough too, especially when we have a Tassie Banish in the back. But I think we got a shield coming up, which is perfect. The shield and the sun combo with Rowan and Lucius just makes this team very, very hard to beat. That's why if you're newer to AFK Arena, this is a team a lot of people run, because you can build it relatively easy. A lot of the heroes you get for free out of stages. You get a couple copies of Lucius, you get a couple copies of Belinda. There's a lot of heroes that you do get for free here. Oh, which it stopped, so we could ult. Perfect to take her down. 2447. And Savius is just, we need Lucius to pop up his shield. Got a perfect stun there. Here comes the AoE damage with the nuke. Took down Savius and Ogi. And that takes down Ira. Fighting Thane in the campaign is pretty tough, especially Morella with the Tassie CC, because you know Tassie goes right to Belinda, as you can see there, which Rose stunned Thane, which was perfect. Once we got the shield up, we should be able to take Thane down as long as Belinda can ult. Oh, we got to sleep. But got a shield, got the ult, take out Rain. And we should be able to stun, which there it stunned Lucius and it stunned Thane. Finally, Tassie comes out of the confine to die. Perfect. 8 million off. 4.5 million there from Rose. Those two just very, very solid carry. This is going to be a tough matchup. As long as we can confine Brutus, which we do, it gives the ability for both Belinda and Rose to go straight to the back line where they're producing a lot of our damage. Took down the first target. We should ult on Savius, taking down Savius and Golas. We'll just go ahead and put Brutus in the confine for the entire fight, which is again another way to deal with Brutus. And a Falk's ult clears immunity. We got it. The synergy of this team is just so good. Even here, same. So Brutus should... Oh, Brutus didn't go in the confine. This is where it gets interesting. Because now we need Falks to go ahead, say Whirlwind there, but we can still get Brutus' shield. We might still be able to get this. And now Brutus goes in the confine. I think we might get overrun by totems at this point, though. That's what happens a lot of times, is if you don't have, if Belinda dies, because you don't have the AoE capacity, that you can't get the totems down. Even though Brutus already shields, so if we could get some damage on him and take him out, even though he went right back in the confine, and Lucius shields the totems, which makes it very, very tough as well. I think if we swap Belinda to the bottom, we should be able to get this one. Yeah. When Rose follows Rowan, when Rose follows Lucius, it's kind of funny, the amount of shields that they just continue. And with Belinda being in the bottom, she should have more than enough damage to take out Lucius pretty early. Perfect, got him down. And there we took out Thane and the totems. Shield for Lucius, that way Brutus can't get to us. Clear out a shield and Belinda should clean it up with the ult. Just the synergy of the team works very, very well, especially with the amount of damage they're putting out with the signature items and everything else. And Rowan's survivability with the potions and with the energy potion. And Belinda Rose combo just does a absolutely tremendous job. As long as Lucius can hold the front line, just takes enough time to get enough energy for Belinda to ult, and that's usually it. The key to the team is Belinda, the primary damage. Even there, 10 million damage there. So everybody else just providing support and CC for her ultimately. This is going to be a tough stage as well because of Athalia. We're going to leave Rowan there for his damage mitigation, but I know Thorin's going to come to the front line too. If we can stun Athalia, which we just did right there, and then Lucius to shield. Should be able to get this one down. Got a stun on Cirrus and got a stun on Tassie. Perfect. Another boss stage done. So even though we couldn't make progression, 8.2 million there. Last week, it seems like we're just going to cruise right through the rest of this. Sylvana's going right on Rowan, which he dodged the first attack. So he'll be able to go ahead and ult and stun, which stunned Naru, stunned Hogan, stunned Sylvana. Perfect. Double ult took out both of them. Now again, just a matter of time. Once we get the double ult off, it's usually over. Even with my primary team, I run the same team comp, 6.8 million, 3.7 from Rose. I run the same team comp that I was on my main account through chapter 29 as of right now. Again, another Athalia. But this time Rowan did not dodge and just got absolutely destroyed. And a majority of the time when you have Athalia ult, it's usually pretty over at that point if she does get her ult off. So if she does hit Rowan, which there he dodged perfect. She still took him down pretty early, but I think, look at that, we got Lucius and we got Arden down. So as long as we can keep the shields up, we should be able to get this one. I think it's just left to Thorin at this point. And that does it for the boss stage. 10 million again. So we got 5 more stages and we'll be through here. Savius, we might have to swap it up. As long as we can get to Savius in the back, or if we can get a quick shield. I don't want them to kill Rose at this point. But there we go, we got him out. Double ult again, all perfectly stacked up in front of Lucius. Again, the amount, not only the plus 30 signature item that Belinda has gives her the 40 energy when she does the normal attacks, which makes a big difference, but Rose increasing her attack power, as you can see, it just does so much damage to taking down enemies, especially if we can get the double ult. There it took down Thorin and it took down Isabella in the back. We got a stun. Look at the amount of time she ulted. That was a ton there. 14 million damage with the amount of ults that she just did. It just seemed like one after another after another. And Arden, of course, is kind of tough to deal with because this team, short of Falks, we don't have any other CC. But look at the heroes. Perfect for her AoEs. All stacked right in the bottom. Took down all 4 of them together. 7 million damage there. So I know this team comp falls in the, I believe it was the B tier, so towards the bottom tier running the Lightbearers. Once you get further with progression, it does get more difficult to run this specific team comp, but into chapter 29, I've still been running the team comp, and it seems like it's been working pretty well. And some of it's just a little bit of RNG, because even here, we'll go ahead and swap. Just because I want Lucius to hold Thorn in the top, and I'm hoping that we can get Thane down, which we almost did. But look at that, got Belinda out. And we should be able to ult to get Thane, which we did. Lucius with the shield didn't survive Thorns. The Thorin cheese comes back. Meanwhile, Shamira is just hanging out in the confine. But we should be able to get him stunned or get him to... Oh! Thorn cheese again. Got a double dodge there. Hopefully we can stun him. And Falks just doesn't do any damage. A tiny bit of damage, but not too much. We should be able to get it though, as long as we don't run out of time on this one, which we got it. Perfect. 11 million. Falks put up 4.8. Not too bad. So 49.59. Again, fighting the little dwarfs. They do damage pretty quick, especially with the pushback, but as long as you can get them stunned and get some ults off, just like that, very, very easy. Which takes us to the last stage of 24. So we'll be pushing right into 25. And again, the Athalia stage. And she's up front. One of the big changes now is Rose cannot just walk out of the way. And it's going to be tough with Thane. That's going to be a tough combination. Hopefully we can get Rowan to stun. Oh, she killed him before he could stun. This one's going to take some RNG. I wonder, sometimes we can do Falks down here just because of his dodge ability. Because if he can dodge some of the attacks, and then if we can get a shield like we just did, and get Rowan to ult. Oh, 1 second quicker, it would have stunned Athalia instead of her going into the ult. And Lucius, very, very tough to kill there. And there we got some good dodges again. Got the stun, which we got the stun off. There we go. We got Athalia down and Thane. So at this point, we should have this one down. Yep, we'll take out Tassie with a stun and an ult and just take out Rain. Got it. So that concludes chapter 24. So pushing into chapter 25 now. Starting to get to a mid-game at this point. So 25-1. Again, I don't think even coming through here, there's many teams which Fox just got absolutely devastated from Estrilda there. So we'll go back to our normal team comp. Hopefully with the pushback, which we know Movis is going into the confine in the back. An ult for the top, and then should be an ult for Savius. Perfect. 25-1. We know Sylvana's going right onto Rowan. And Rowan can usually ult. Usually she's not strong enough to kill him. And look at that, we got Thane stunned on that one. We got Lucius and we got Sylvana stunned on that one. Our Savannah actually went in the confine. Very nice. 9.49 million. As we continue to take out Estrilda in the bottom, Little Dwarf's doing a lot of damage to us. But Devil Ult took out his gun, took him out. And everyone else is stacked perfectly in the top, just waiting for Belinda's ult. All right, so next boss stage, 25-4. Falks and Iran. Pretty tough team combination, especially with Ira. Her bleed effect does just a monster amount of damage. And it seems like a lot of times when I fight Falks, it is very, very tough. I wonder if we can even go this way to try to hold the bottom. Because we know Belinda's going to go right in there. But with Lucius in the bottom, we should be able to stun quite a bit with Rowan. As long as we can get Belinda out and shielded, which was perfect. There's the ult to take down Pharrell, but the bleed is still going on with Ira. This one's going to be close. Rowan's going to be throwing his frying pan, and we're going to be getting a lot of shields here. But look at the power of the bleed, even on Lucius. Ira just absolutely destroys him, even through the shield. The bleed ability does so much damage. Which, if we can keep Belinda up in this one, we should be able to. But again, always going to go with the confine. And Rose went down as well. So that's not going to help at all. It's going to be another tough stage. I wonder if we move. Let's try Rowan up front. I know he's going to get pulled in, but I'm thinking if Rowan can ult, we can get a lot of stuns over on that side. Which there we got Hogan stunned. A shield for Belinda to ult. Hogan's down. We should be able to get Iran down. We got this one. Perfect. Just took a little bit to get that one down. 5.6 million damage there. So pushing on to 25-5. Another easy, should be an easy team comp. Gorvo, after the rework, he does stun a substantial amount, as you can see there from the dive bomb, as well as Arden, his rooting ability. But with the DPS, so once we get Belinda to do a little bit of damage, which there we got Gorvo down, this should take down Arden, which it does. Then we just have to clean up Namora, and we should have this stage down. Which even there in the confine, looks like Ira was in there. Got nuked down just like the rest of the team. So let's go ahead and look at 25-6. Very, very tough stage because of Warwick. This is where having a second tank like Estrilda is going to be vital, because as you can see with Cirrus and Warwick, both of them are very powerful tanks, combined with Ira and of course Almis and Arden for CC. Very, very tough team comp here. If we can get Cirrus down fast enough with enough damage, but again with the roots, and then Ira with the bleeds again. Got a stun there, but only going to be a matter of time before we're down. So Almas has roots, Arden has roots, Cirrus has a CC, Warwick we can't CC, and then Ira does all the damage with her. Even there, Rose got absolutely destroyed by the Ira's dot. And Lucius, the same, Lucius versus Warwick. Warwick is just absolutely running him right over. So let's go ahead. We're going to have to switch up the team comp a little. Thinking we'll give it one more shot. Because I know with Warwick being on top, especially with Belinda and Rose, he's going to do way too much damage too fast. But we got Ira and Cirrus down, so that's a good start. And then the root. Oh, if we could have got Lucius to shield there, we could have got it. All right, let's try swapping him to the top. See how Warwick does. Which Rose just gets thrown right into the middle of everyone. Goes down pretty quick, but we got our shield up, and Belinda is still up. If we can get Warwick down. We did not. Died too quick. All right, so after a ton of attempts, we're going to go ahead and call it. So 25-6 for the Lightbearer team. Let's go ahead and collect up all of our loot. So we finished out 24, which is awesome. Pushing into chapter 25. We'll go ahead and collect up our copy of Warwick, which that unlocks him. So that is our very first one. Very cool with the progression. Moved all the way into chapter 25. Only team into chapter 25 at this point. All the other 3 teams are in chapter 24. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Very happy with the progression and building Estrilda. And as always, thank you guys for watching.